Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Relationship Maintenance, where I teach you how to maintain, sustain, and remain in healthy relationships, whether it is an intimate relationship, a relationship with your family, your friends. We will talk about all these things during relationship maintenance. I am Trey Kearney. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm a certified life and relationship coach, and I specialize in helping men, women, and families heal from the devastation of infidelity, and I help individuals bounce back from betrayal. So, thank you for being here tonight. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Yes, this is a new thing that we are doing over here. We have shows on Monday, the Woman to Woman show. On Tuesday, I'm here and I'm here in the mornings. On Wednesday, we have Looking for Love with me and Lamar Hall, where we talk about bridging the gap between Generation X men and Generation X women. And tonight, we are going to be talking about what to do when there is a problem in the bedroom, because we are a crowd of a certain age. You know, the New You Nation Network caters to Generation X, right? So everybody who's here, everybody's welcome, but our conversations are geared toward Generation X, which is 40 and up, 45 and up. But we'll start with 40 because we have some mature 40-year-olds. So it's 40 and up. So our conversation and our content is more geared toward an older crowd. So tonight we are going to be talking about, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things, bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Y'all know I can't sing, but if you know that Salt and Pepper, Generation X. Okay, so let's get to the topic tonight. And let's talk about, there is no reason to sexually starve your significant other, period. There is no reason on this planet why you should not be intimate with your mate. We have a lot of things going on with us as Generation X men and Generation X women. Now, I talk to Generation X men. Now, tonight is for grown-ups only, 18 and over. If you're not 18 and over, just get out of the room. Tell your kids, go, grown-ups, go out the room with your kids, move on. And because we're going to talk about some real stuff tonight. We're going to talk about real things. I am here to help marriages thrive, right? Y'all know I believe that sometimes marriages don't work, but I do want to see marriages thrive. And a big miss for us right now as Generation X couples is sexless marriages. And we have excuses. So let's talk about the women and then we'll talk about the men. So first, let's talk about women and the excuses. A lot of women my age, I'm 54, don't mind telling it, I'm 54 years old, and a lot of women our age, between 40 and up, are going through perimenopause and menopause. And we are saying that we can't be intimate with our partner because we're going through menopause or perimenopause. No, that's not what we're doing. We are not doing that anymore, because I am about to take away all your excuses. So in the chat, please put your age and where you are tuned in from, and please share this out. So we're going to break the myth of you can't be intimate with your partner because you're going through menopause. And let's talk about the fellas. There's a lot of fellas, and I'm getting this from fellas. I'm getting this from the men. I talk to men. I talk to coaches, other coaches. I talk to therapists, and I talk to men who are in my circle that speak on panels with me, and we have real conversations. There are men who are going through erectile dysfunction, ED. Maybe I can't say that on TikTok, but they're going through ED. All of our bodies are changing as we get older, but it is no excuse to check out from your relationship. So I want to talk about foreplay first. Let's just talk about what foreplay is. Foreplay, also known as outercourse, right? So y'all know I got my notes because I am Gen X. So we read off of paper. So let me just read my notes to y'all because I want us to stay on track, okay? Foreplay, also known as outercourse, is any sexual activity that happens before intercourse. Think of it as the warm-up, although it does not always have to lead to the main event. Foreplay can be anything from kissing and cuddling to texting or just having a deep conversation. Treating your person right all the time is the ultimate foreplay. That's for the fellas. Fellas, listen to me, brothers. You have to treat your woman right all of the time. A lot of times men think foreplay is I rub on you in bedroom and this and that. No, foreplay is you buy your wife flowers every Wednesday, every Friday, every two, whatever day you buy her flower. You keep that thing going. Foreplay for us is very important. And I'm not talking about foreplay in the bedroom. I'm talking about foreplay of keeping me happy with what it is that I need, content with what it is, the things that I need, which is buy me flowers every Friday. Foreplay, right? Just all the time. Take me out to date nights. Foreplay. Not that it's leading to anything, but you need to know that when you're not doing these things, you are shutting your wife down mentally. You are shutting your wife down mentally. Ladies, you have to treat your husband nice. Some of y'all are mean. Some of y'all have really not, you've taken off the mask because when that man met you, you were a sweetheart. You treated him like gold. You would never raise your voice, much less curse him out. Foreplay for that man is you're treating him nice. He comes home to a hot cooked meal. Listen, we're having these problems in the bedroom because there's no foreplay going on. The men too. Listen, women, we want our mind stimulated. Men want their mind stimulated. And if you're a mean, nasty, rude wife who doesn't support, you don't treat him nice, you don't talk to him nice, you don't encourage him, you're not his biggest cheerleader, he gonna be in the bedroom like this because he not feeling you. Men got a mind. Men don't only think with that head. He's in the bed with you and you trying to get some, and he's, because you done been mean all year for the last 5 years. So he's not aroused by you because you're not a nice person. So I'm going to tell you 4 ways to please your partner when down there isn't working on a regular basis, right? Because I know a lot of women are saying, and a lot of men are having these issues in our bodies because we are of a certain age. So for the men who don't know, let me just explain to the men. For the men who don't know, when we're going through menopause, our body is not, it's not always moist down there, right? And I just read this article today. I read this article, it scared me. And it was talking about, so this is for 18 and over, in case there's somebody in the room with you talking about dryness, right? This is for 18 and over. If somebody's in the room with you, it's time for them to leave. This is grown-up conversations. That's why I started doing relationship maintenance at 9 o'clock. So I was reading about this thing, I forgot the name of it, but where the woman's skin down there becomes thin and sensitive, and it hurts even when she goes to the bathroom. I didn't know this. So, and they have creams and stuff and steroid creams, but sometimes it doesn't work. There are literally women who are suffering down there, and that's why they're saying during menopause, I can't sexually satisfy you, but I'm going to bust that myth tonight. And I just want women to understand, a woman that might be going through this, that's saying she needs to be quiet because she don't know that I have the skin on my vagina is thinning and it's dry and it's painful sex and all. I totally 100% understand. I just learned about that today. It's atrophy, vaginal atrophy. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'll put it in the write-up. And I found some creams and stuff that you could use. But you have to realize that you cannot just cut your husband off because you have vaginal dryness or thin skin down there. And for the husbands who are, the blue pill ain't working no more. This is what we talking about tonight. Y'all tap the screen if it's all right with y'all. Tap the screen if it's okay with y'all that we talk about this tonight, because I'm about to get real in y'all business. And if you don't want me in your business, you probably should leave the room right now. Tap the screen and share this with your good girlfriends and your homeboys so that y'all can get the bedroom popping again and keeping it moving in the bedroom. If you are on YouTube, tap the screen, give a heart, talk in the comments, hit a super chat if this is working for you. So I'm gonna give you 4 ways to please your partner when down there isn't working all the time. When the blue pill and lubricants ain't helping. When the blue pill ain't helping the man and the lubricant ain't helping the woman. So let's go to number 1. Y'all ready? If you're ready, say I'm ready. If you're ready, say I'm ready. Raise your hand, tap the screen, talk to a sister. And if you are on YouTube, hit the subscribe button hit the bell for notifications. If you're on TikTok, go over to YouTube right now to the New You Nation Network YouTube channel, because I'm going to transition over here and I want you to be able to have a conversation with me and be able to go back and forth. So number one, you have to stimulate your partner's mind. Did you know that you can give a person an orgasm without even touching them? Do you know back in the day, and I know we old heads, because I'm 54, and I seen some of y'all ages in the chat. I'm 54. And the old heads back in the day, when we didn't have the internet, remember people would pick the phone up and they would have phone sex? Don't leave me out here on the skinny branch. Remember we got to think back in the day, we would talk on the phone and you would get aroused and you would get, or even if y'all were in face to face and we would talk and face would get red and everything. And you have to stimulate your partner's mind. Talk dirty to him or her, or talk sweet, whatever turns them on. Once you stimulate your partner's mind, the rest is easy. So number one, I'm going to give you 4 ways to please your partner when down there isn't working all the time. When the blue pill is no longer working for him and the lubricants ain't helping her. Number 2, and this is for my women and for my men, but mainly for my women, because I don't know if the men have a problem with this. Listen, and somebody said, it ain't nothing wrong with your mouth. Don't get quiet in the comments now, ladies. Don't get quiet. And men too. Men, if he ain't waking up like he used to, ain't nothing wrong with your mouth. Either way. And if you need to, listen here. Get you some honey, some whipped cream, some caramel, some pop rocks. Create a tasty experience that will be pleasing to everybody. We could have a Sunday on Monday in the bedroom all day. So if you are a woman and you talking about, I can't do this for my husband because my skin is thin and I'm having problems being lubricated, I just solved your problem. Your husband does not need to go outside of the house for anything, and vice versa to the men. Your wife don't need to go out the house for nothing. Your tongue works just fine. And if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, this is why we are having problems in our relationships, because men are going out and having affairs. And I'm never condoning an affair. I'm never, ever condoning an affair. Men are going out having affairs because you're not doing anything to fix all you're doing is saying, I'm going through menopause. That's not good enough. No, you don't get to say I'm going through menopause. Then we're not going to do penetration, because he don't want to hurt you. He don't want to hurt you. He don't want to disturb you, but he needs his needs to be met. And the same thing with the men. If old Charlie ain't waking up and standing at attention, you're going to have to do some tongue work. Go do some tongue exercises, and let's get back on track, people. So if you just tuned in, this is Relationship Maintenance. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. We are a network. We have shows for everybody, and we're going to have real talk about real things that are going on with Generation X relationships and why marriages are dissolving and people are breaking up. I'm going to read some of your comments as we go through this as well, so that I can answer some of your questions. That part, but that gets old. Brenda, see, this is what we're going to do, Brenda. We're going to take away the excuses. Like, women, and I'm not talking about you just specifically. Women we're looking for solutions to problems, not problems to solutions. And I'm going to give you some more stuff to do. But I just told you that if your vagina is dry or the skin is thin and it hurts, nobody wants to hurt you. But ain't nothing wrong with your mouth. So we're not going to go back and forth about that gets old too. Because now you're just looking for an excuse to not do what you're supposed to do. I don't care how old they get. If your vagina ain't working, you got to do what you got to do to please your man. And if old Charlie ain't working, he got to do what he got to do to please you. So number one, stimulate each other's mind. Number two, Ain't nothing wrong with nobody's mouth on here. Not nobody. Get on your grind. Oral is just as good as penetration if everybody is being taken care of. Number 3, everybody got 2 of these, and even if you got 1, use fingers and hands work too. People just trying to be pleased. Intimacy is so many more things than penetration. And husbands and wives need to know this. You need to be touching and caressing each other. You don't listen, if you are connected mentally and we having problems down there, because we're older, we need to have these conversations. You need to get your hands to work and get you anything slippery for her or for him. KY jelly or something slippery for a sensation. Your hands can provide an incredible experience. So we didn't have 3 ways already to get it on the pop. And ain't no excuse for anybody in here to sexually starve their husband or their wife. There's no reason for anybody to sexually starve their husband or their wife, because there's other things that work. And if you took a vow with your husband, star, I believe, I don't want fingers, only be star. If you took a vow with him and it ain't working down there no more, then you don't get married. Don't get married if a medical issue is going to turn you off. Don't get married, because all of us are aging, and you want a man to please you when your vagina is dry, or when things are going, or your breast is sagging and you no longer fit the model of a 35-year-old or a 25-year-old that didn't have no kids. You still want him to be accepting to you. But again, it's the women in the comments that say that have a problem for every solution. So I gave 3 things, and 2 women came in and said something that they don't want to do. And that is the problem. This is why men are having problems in their homes. And this is why men are stepping out, because we want grace and mercy, and we want understanding, and we want all of these things that we are not willing to give to men. And shame on us, or shame on y'all. Because if you took a vow with somebody and they have a medical condition, shame on you. And this is why I'm going through this, so women don't think that I'm not sensitive to the fact that we are going through menopause, and there are some serious issues that are going on down there. But you don't get to check out because you're having issues down there when you got a mouth and a hand. And the 4th thing, let's get to the 4th thing. Number 1, you need to stimulate the mind. Number 2, you got a mouth, oral. Number 3, you have hands. And number 4, there are toys everywhere. Y'all need to go. You remember, maybe I'm telling too much of my business. When I was with my ex-husband, we used to see the little nasty store on the side of the highway, and you sneak in there because, you know, y'all having a moment like, oh, let's go into the kitty cat boutique. And you go in there and they got all the toys. They got the whips, the chains, the powder, the flour, the feathers, the dusters, the lingerie. I know y'all been there. Don't leave me out here on the skinny branch. Toys, and use the toys together. So if he can't perform in the bedroom, then y'all get a toy and let him use that on you. Women quick to have all kind of toys in their nightstands, having private sessions with yourself and talking about me and my husband he can't, but you're gonna go in the room when he ain't there and use the toy instead of saying, babe, come on. I understand. We gonna use these toys and we gonna get it on. And it's okay. Because there is no reason why 2 people can't please each other through this period of our lives. We got hands, mouths, and toys. So if he's soft and you dry, we got hands, mouths, and toys, lubricants, feathers, melted marshmallow, caramel, chocolate, whipped cream. There's so many things that we can do. So this is our talk for tonight, and I am only doing 30 minutes every night. So I just need you guys to really, if you love your spouse, you will not make excuses. You will make it happen. If you just don't want to do it, then you need to release that person to somebody who will do it with them. So any questions, comments, thoughts, reactions, because we are here to have real talk. This is relationship maintenance, and we're going to be on here 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, saving marriages and saving relationships. And if the person is not willing, to do what it is to satisfy each other, then y'all shouldn't be together. Then you don't have to stick around, brothers. If the comments that these women are making, that gets tired, and if he can't get it up, I need the beef. That's not your woman. If she's not willing to work with you through a medical issue, she don't love you. And vice versa for the ladies. If he ain't willing to do what it takes, then he don't love you. We don't see those. Star, that's not what we here for, Star 23. We here for solutions, not more problems. That's not what we doing, sis. And if that's what you want to do, this is not the room for you. No disrespect, but we not talking about passports and overseas. We trying to alleviate those things, and we trying to make things work out for people who want to be in healthy relationships. And if that's not you and you want to go overseas, kudos to you. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about resolving problems. We're talking about rebuilding relationships, restoring relationships, and giving solutions to problems that are coming our way as we reach a certain age. And over here, Generation X, we are 40 and up, and things are changing in our bodies. And we need to talk to each other about these things. We need to talk about when the blue pill don't work no more. And we need to talk about when the skin is too thin down there, and that's not going to happen anymore. But nobody deserves to be neglected or rejected because of excuses. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm not going to be here with you guys long. I'm cutting these down to 30 minutes. We'll be back next week. If we need to talk about this again, that's fine. And if we don't, we'll move on to another subject. So foreplay, and let's talk about what is a sexless marriage. And if you're in one, you're choosing to be. A sexless marriage, by the experts say that a sexless marriage is a marriage that has gone without sex for a year, or a marriage that there is none to little sex in that marriage. That is a sexless marriage. But experts say a marriage that has not, if you have not been having sex in a year, you are in a sexless marriage. And a person in a sexless marriage, and we're not just talking about penetration, we're talking about intimacy. You have decided that you don't want to do anything with your partner. And if that person has decided to cut you off, you have every right to do what's best for you. And I'm never telling anybody to leave their spouse, their home, their situation. I'm just saying that you have every right to do what's best for you. And we have to realize we live in a real world. And when these things are not happening, cheating will come into play. Folks gonna cheat. It ain't right. It ain't cheating is never, let's just get this out here in the air before people start talking about, well, this cheating's never right. But the reality of the situation is a lot of people cheat because they feel like they have no choice. And y'all could say, oh no, this and that. Yeah, that's it. A lot of people cheat because they being neglected and rejected, and they feel like they don't have no choice. They don't want to take their children out of the house. They don't want to leave their house. They have talked to their blue in the face to their partner, and they can't make that person do what they don't want to do. So cheating happens because a need is not being met. How to please your partner. We talked about that. How often should you have sex? This is a question that I've been getting a lot lately. How often should you have sex? What should be the frequency of sex for a couple who is Generation X, who is 45 and over? This is the answer to that question. It's going to slow down as we get older. We all know that. Well, for some people still running around like a rabbit. But for the majority of us, it's going to slow down. The frequency of sex, the frequency of intimacy is different for every couple. And here is the answer to the question. Both people should agree. There should be a happy medium. There should not ever be take it or leave it. I'm going to sleep with you once a month. And if that's not good, too bad for you, because that's going to cause cheating. Let's just be honest. There has to be a happy medium. People have to sit down and have a conversation to say, if your husband says, I'm not getting it enough, and he used to getting it every day, and your body has told you every day is not working for me, you have to have a real conversation with him and say, hey, I can't do it every day, but I could do 3 days a week. He'll appreciate it. Or if your wife is a sex fiend and she love it, and you slowing down, and old Charlie down there is like, hey, you know what? Like, listen, we ain't ain't as much as we used to. You have to have a conversation with your wife, and y'all need to meet somewhere in the middle. So frequency of intimacy is different for every couple, but both people deserve to be happy. There has to be a compromise where both people's needs are being met reasonably. So no two marriages are the same. I'm not, somebody come to you and say, we be getting it in every day. And then somebody would say, well, we good at, we good 4 times a month. We once a week in it right now because we 60, we 62 is not, or the person who's 54, like, yeah, we get it in, 2-3 times a week. But both people need to be satisfied. And a lot of men are suffering in silence. A lot of men are in sexless marriages, and it's not fair. So that's what it is. And if it is, and we're not just talking about penetration, I gave you 3 different things that you can do when the blue pills ain't working for him and the lubrication ain't enough for her. It's mind stimulation, oral, hands, and toys. There is no reason for any couple on here to not be satisfied in the bedroom. And if mentally you guys have checked out from each other, you need to go see a coach, a relationship coach, a couples therapist. You need to go see somebody so that y'all can mentally reconnect, because a lot of times we have separated, or there's distance between us, and we have disconnected because of different things. Children in the house, the children been in the house with us, and now we empty nesters and we don't know each other anymore. There's been infidelity or adultery. There's been some sort of mental or emotional abuse. Whatever it is that has divided you, that has separated you, you can always come back together with help. And if y'all can't meet each other, then get yourselves a mediator. Differently to be happy. So there's my time. Thank you so much for tuning in. For you guys over on TikTok, thank you for tapping the screen. You can subscribe to my TikTok channel, but we will be doing this relationship maintenance exclusively starting Monday on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel, because we're going to get a little graphic in some areas, and I really want to get people into membership so that we can really have late night conversations, because sometimes at midnight I can't sleep. I need somebody to talk to because I'm single. So I'm going to be popping in on midnight on the membership platform on YouTube, where I could just talk if I can't sleep. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next Tuesday for relationship maintenance on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to hit the notification bell so you know that when I'm on. And please be sure to share. Please be sure to comment. Make sure y'all tell your friends that relationship maintenance is here. And we are talking raw. We are not sugarcoating. And the song that was playing at the beginning is called Why. You can get it on iTunes. The link is in the description. And if you want it, you can get the link in my bio. Hey, Lorenzo, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you are over on YouTube and you have a comment and you have subscribed to the channel, I will put your comment on the screen. I can't do it from TikTok, but if you're on YouTube, I can put your comment on the screen. So thank you so much, Danny, for all the hearts. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. That is my time tonight. Remember to be the best, highest version of yourself in every relationship. I truly believe that all relationships can thrive and flourish if both people are being the best, highest version of themselves. My name is Trey Kearney. I'm a certified life and relationship coach. I thank you so much for tuning into Relationship Maintenance, and I will see you next time. Peace and blessings.